We have a little bit of a rainy day here in Ithaca today. When it's this time of year towards the end of spring and the rain's coming, I just know that the magic that happens in spring when everything starts to bloom and turn green and the flowers grow is right around the corner. So we have a spring rain today, and welcome. My name is Lynn. I am here in the studio at Yoga Farm and so happy to join you on Saturdays for the Radiant Warrior Flow. And today, I've been doing this series, spending a little bit more time in each segment of the Radiant Warrior Flow that we teach here at Yoga Farm. Spending a little bit more time in different parts of the poses that we teach here. And today is the last part of it. And I decided that, what we had done was spend a little more time in the warm up, working different ways to warm up through the spine. We did a class spending a little more time on warrior flow with some different transitions, balancing, sun salutations. And then last week we did core and back bends was the primary focus of the class. So today is really the cool down stretches, and so I'm going to do a little chair play. So if you have a chair nearby, this is just a basic folding chair without arms. That's great. If not, you can also do that segment of the class on your mat, as we usually do. But I just wanted to show a different way that you can utilize the chair as a prop or in the chair to do some different poses that we typically do towards the end of class. So welcome. So we're going to start just finding a comfortable spot on your mat and in an easy pose. And if you want to support your knees or sit up on a bolster, sometimes if you are sitting a lot during the week or during the day, it's really nice to prop up on a bolster and have your knees just a little bit lower than your hips. Creates a little bit more of an opening in the hips and maybe a little friendlier on the low back. So if you have a bolster or something that, even if it's just a pillow that's on your sofa or a pillow on your bed or wherever you are at home, you could just prop up here and just let the knees relax. And just arrive. So sometimes we arrive on our mat with our to-do list, with all the expectations other people have of us today, of whatever we just walked away from to get here and arrive on our mat. And let's just say, I'll come back to all of those thoughts and things that are around me. And right now, it's just going to be me on my mat, paying attention to my body. And sometimes it's so easy to overlook what our bodies might be trying to tell us, what emotions that we have stored in different parts of our body, what areas of tension we may have. Just begin to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I'm just starting to softly move around the midline of my body, inhaling forward and exhaling back, just finding that rhythm, keeping my root lock, relaxing the shoulders, relax your jaw, relax all the muscles around your eyes. And if you feel comfortable and safe closing your eyes, then just allow your eyelids to float down. Or maybe you just gaze down at the ground. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And just take a moment to set your own intention for today. Maybe you're saying to yourself, I just got here. I'm here. I have no intention. I have no expectation. I'm just going to be open to whatever rises up for me in this moment. Drawing your breath all the way into your belly and exhaling out of your mouth. Maybe you're making the circles a little bit bigger. Keeping your neck and shoulders relaxed. So we're not leading with our chin. We're leading with the chest. Maybe rounding through the spine. Starting to make a little bit more of a dramatic movement. Maybe bigger circles. Just notice it's morning here in this moment. So my body is saying, oh, it feels so good to move in this way. And then changing directions. Maybe you just start slowly, almost feeling like you're rocking back and forth. Just making really gentle, small circles. Sometimes I like to feel as if I'm moving through water. Light, floating. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Spiraling that energy from our root chakra all the way up, solar plexus, the heart, making the movements a little bit bigger. And then beginning to make those circles a little bit smaller, coming back to center. Just notice, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. This time, we're going to do some box breathing or four corners breath, where we spend equal time on the inhale, suspending the breath, the exhale, and releasing. So it's 4 seconds to inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suspend the breath for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4. Suspend. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. Keep going with that box breath, and if it starts to feel uncomfortable in any way, don't force it. You can start breathing normally with a regular cycle of breath. This box breathing helps bring us in the present moment, helps quiet the nervous system, and builds some lung capacity too. So take 2 more cycles of that breath. Let us begin breathing normally and shift into tabletop position with your knees under your hips and your hands under the shoulders. Finding a neutral spine. So we're looking down at the ground. Our biceps are turned toward the top of the mat. Our top of our feet are pressed into the mat, or maybe we're on our toes, whatever's more comfortable. Draw your navel into your spine and then lift your rib cage. Exhale, arch all the way up. And inhale, lifting the tailbone and chin. Exhale here. Inhale here. Just moving through the cat-cows. Stay where you are. Lots of opportunity here. You can go with a nice slow pace, or you can pick up the pace, breathing in and out of your nose. Or breathing in your nose and out of your mouth. Just listen to what your body needs right now. Sometimes for me, when I have a lot of thoughts racing through my head, it helps to pick up the pace here and really focus on breathing in and out of my nose. It helps pull me right into the present moment. Maybe burning off a little bit of fire. Three, 2, and 1. Inhale, holding here. Lift your rib cage, belly into the spine. Exhale, arch all the way up. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, finding your downward facing dog. Bending and extending. One knee bends, one knee leg extends. Maybe you bend both and you lift the hips, draw the chest to the thighs. Just see how you can access this pose. Stay where you are without forcing into it. So we don't just get into the pose and freeze there in the deepest part of the pose. We use our breath to flow in and out of the pose, coming a little bit deeper on the exhale. You can feel that breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And stretching the back of the legs. Try not to dump into the wrists. Now bend your knees and walk your feet towards your hands and just fold forward here, all the way down. Shake your head yes and no, or maybe make circles. Maybe your hands are on your shins or on blocks instead of all the way down on the floor. Your knees can be slightly bent. We're not locking the joints ever in a pose. Bring your hands onto your shins and lengthen through the spine. Draw your shoulders back. So lift the shoulders, opening up. Stay where you are. Maybe your hands are on your thighs here, or your shins. Lengthen through the spine. Draw your belly button in. Lift the shoulders. Look down. Exhale and release. Inhale for a half lift. Lift the shoulders. Exhale, release. One more time. Lift and release. And slowly rise. Inhale the arms all the way up. Palms together, hands to heart center. Feeling your feet connected to the earth. Inhale the arms all the way up. Reaching, palms face each other. Exhale, one arm down to the side. Maybe you bring it around to the low back and lift, looking up at the elbow crease. And then releasing to the other side. Reaching over the head. lifting with your breath. Stretching side to side. And anytime you want to pause, maybe this stretch feels really good on this side, you can. And then one more time, the other side. Both arms come up. Exhale the hands down onto the shoulders. Draw the elbows together, making circles with the elbows. Just warming up the shoulders. So you want to feel the shoulder and the shoulder blade in your back, both moving. Just moving up and out. Opening up the chest. One more time. And then lift the arms up, bring the palms together. Inhale left, come center. Exhale right, come center. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And if it's uncomfortable for you to have your arms extended overhead, you can bring them down on the shoulders, rotating from the center of the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, bring your arms as cactus arms, and then lift the chest, lift the ribs up towards the throat, opening through the chest. Open here. Breathe in, open through the heart space. Exhale, draw the elbows together, rounding through the spine, the thoracic spine. Inhale here. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. Bring the arms down. Circle the arms, big circles. And then the other direction. And then if you want to have fun, you can have one go one way and the other go the other way. And release, shake the arms out, bring the ear to shoulder, relax the opposite shoulder. Maybe you make circles with that shoulder. You feel the different ways. You feel that maybe some tension releasing in your neck. So you can roll the shoulder back, you can roll the shoulder forward, and then switch sides. Another way. And release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step or jump back into your plank. And lower down to the ground. Knees, belly, chest, chin. Hands are outside the shoulders. Wrap the shoulders back, elbows squeeze in together and down towards the heels. Peel your chest up as the pelvis drops down to the floor. The top of your feet press into the mat. Exhale down, tuck your toes, lift your hips, find your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, gazing at your thumbs. Walk or hop your feet towards your hands, folding forward. Half lift, full fold, and slowly rise. That was one sun salutation. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back to your plank. Lower down to the ground. Inhale into cobra or up dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, walk or hop your feet to your hands. Fold forward, half lift, fold, And rise. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, release. Half lift. Lengthen the spine. Hands down. Step or jump back to your plank. Lower down. Knees, belly, chest, chin. Wrap the shoulders. Squeeze the elbows. Lift the chest without pressing on the floor. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Bend your knees. Walk your hands to your feet. Half lift. Full fold. Slowly rise. 3 more times at your own pace through the sun salutations. Maybe you choose to pause at one point in one pose a little bit longer. Maybe it's cobra, maybe it's down dog, maybe it's the forward fold. Listen to what your body needs. And imagine you're flowing from one pose to the other. They're not separate poses that we do separately. We flow from one to the other. Use your breath. Maybe your natural breath is what leads the pose, and the pose doesn't lead the breath. Think about connecting in that way to your movement. When you finish your third one, just step to the top of your mat. Beautiful. No hurries. It's not a race. Arrive at the top of your mat at your own pace. Beautiful. Bring the hands to heart center. Have your feet hip width apart when you come to the top of your mat. Soften your knees. And then just begin by softly dropping the hips back like you're trying to sit in a chair and lifting up. So you want to feel your full foot on the floor, but your weight is shifted towards the back, towards the heels. It's giving a little warmth to your thighs, your quads. So you don't want to push the knees forward as you're coming down, and it doesn't have to be a deep squat. It can be very shallow, down and up. 3, 2, and 1. Let's come down and hold. You can step your feet together, squeezing the thighs together, giving a little stability here. And sometimes that alignment is really uncomfortable for people. So you can bring a block between your knees instead. That feels better alignment with my hips. Otherwise, I feel like I'm squeezing in here and it feels a lot less comfortable for me. So coming into the chair pose this way is a little more accessible. So it doesn't, again, have to be very deep. We're going to reach our arm forward, other arm comes back, and just look to the side. And then reach the arms up, and other side. You can extend, and then bend. Standing straight, and release to the side. Lifting up, and side. One more time. And side. Bring both arms together. Lift up, straighten your legs. Lift one knee up. Coming back into chair, arms forward. Inhale up, lift the other knee. Come down and lift. And down, lift. One more time, each side. And then coming down, bring the arms forward, hips come back, lengthen through the spine. My feet are hip width apart at this point. Exhale, fold forward, shake it out. Plant your hands down and step back with your right foot, dropping the right knee. Bring your left hand on the left thigh and sweep your right arm all the way up. Draw the left hip back so your hips are on the same level. Lift up, maybe both arms come up, press into the top of the back foot. Front knee is stacked over the ankle. Exhale, straighten the left leg, lift the toe. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, hamstring stretch, toe up. Hips drop back, chest comes forward. We're hinging from the hip, not from the waist. Inhale up. Open to the right. Stay here. Inhale up. Exhale, hands inside your foot. Swing the left leg back. Right leg forward. Right hand on the right thigh. Sweep the left arm up, lifting up. Draw the right hip back. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Maybe your hands are on blocks here. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Inhaling up. This time we're going to open to the left. Drawing the right knee out towards the outside edge of the mat, opening up through the hip. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale up. Exhale back, last time. Inhale up. Stay here. Exhale, hands come down inside the right foot. Swing the right foot around. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees, gaze between your thumbs. Walk your feet towards your hands, fold forward. Grab opposite elbows, release the neck and head. Slowly rise. Inhaling up. Exhale, draw the elbows out, open through your chest, standing back bend. There it is. Exhale, draw the elbows together, belly into your spine. One more time. Inhale and open. Exhale and inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just notice. Allow the hands to float to the side, palms forward, mountain pose. Squeeze all your muscles into your bones, belly into the spine. Kneecaps are lifted, shoulders relaxed. Squeeze in, breathing normally. Now breathe in, suspend the breath. Exhale, release. Release your muscles. Shifting the weight to the left foot, lift up the right knee. Extend the right leg. Bend the right knee. Maybe your hands are on your hips. Maybe you have them up overhead. And we're going to float that right leg back into our warrior three. So if you need to place the foot down, grab your blocks. You can use a chair to hold your hands on for balance. Your blocks can be here to support your hands. in this pose. Belly into the spine. Release your right foot to the back of the mat. Step your feet together. Left foot comes behind the right and lift all the way up. Bending over to the right side. Coming up. Exhale down. Hands come down to the mat. Walk your hands forward. You still have one foot crossed behind the other. Into your downward dog. Exhale, right foot rises. Step the right foot towards the right hand. Hands can be on blocks, gazing forward. Step your feet together, fold forward. And slowly rise. Inhaling up. Hands to heart center. Shifting our weight to our right foot. Left knee lifts. Extends out. Bend the knee. Extend out. Bend the knee. One more time. And float back to your warrior three. Hands can be on blocks. Again, you can be on a chair. Your arms can be straight or to the side. One can be up, one can be down. Wherever it gives you balance. Just play here. Lengthen through the spine, belly up. Stay where you are. Breathing fully into your belly. Beautiful. Release that leg back. Step the right foot back. Bring it around behind. Lift up and stretch over to the left. So right foot is behind the left and our arms are coming up and over to the left. Breathing into that stretch. Coming back to center. Exhale the hands down. You can bend your knees. Coming into your downward dog. Breathing here. And then releasing the left foot so the left leg floats up. Left knee to left elbow. Step the left foot forward into your lunge. Gazing forward. And stay here. Sweep the arms all the way up and find your warrior one. Or your crescent lunge with the bent back knee. Front knee is out towards the pinky toe. Inhale here. Exhale, find your warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Bring your hands behind your back. Hinge from the hip. Bring the chest inside your knee, lifting the arms up or resting them on your low back for humble warrior. Bring the left hand inside the left foot, opening here, straighten your front leg right into your triangle pose. Press your feet into the mat and rise up to a reverse triangle. Into your reverse warrior. Into your warrior two. Pivot the back foot, finding your warrior one or your crescent lunge. Stepping your foot in. Standing back bend. Release the arms down, sweeping up, this time stepping back with the left leg. Finding your warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. All we're doing is pivoting that back foot, toes to the top of the mat, toes to the side of the mat, inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Exhale and hold. Bring the arm down. Open here. Straighten your leg. Find your triangle pose. And slowly rise to reverse triangle. Bend the front knee to reverse warrior. Releasing to your warrior two. Into your warrior one. And then step your feet together, standing back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Shake it out. Slowly rise. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just take a moment to notice. Notice your breath. Release your arms to the side. We're going to flow everything, the last two sequences together. Lift up the right knee, extend, bend, extend, bend. Last one, float the leg back, finding your warrior three. Releasing that foot down. Rise up, step your left foot back behind the right. Lift up and lean over to the right. Come back to center. Exhale down. Walk your hands towards the top of the mat, chest to thigh. Allow the right foot to float up. Step your right hand towards the right foot and rise up to your warrior one. Exhale to your warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Last time. Hold here. Release down. Straighten the front leg into your triangle. Press your feet into the ground and rise up. Straight legs. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee. Reverse warrior. Release to your warrior two. Into your warrior one. Step your feet to the top of the mat. Standing back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise. Lifting the left knee. Extend the leg. Bend. Extend. Bend. Last one. And float back to your warrior three. Belly into the spine. Release the foot back. Step the right foot back. Around to the back of the left leg. Arms up and we're leaning to the left. Coming back to center, we fold forward. Walk our hands towards the top of the mat. Allow the left leg to float up this time. Stepping the left foot to the left hand. And rise up to your warrior one. Warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Last one. Exhale. Release down, straighten the front leg, find your triangle pose. Your hand can be on your shin or on the floor or on your block. Rising up. Reverse triangle, front leg is straight. And bend into the front knee. Gazing at the elbow crease. Release to your warrior two. Finding your warrior one. Stepping your feet together and folding forward. All the way down. And slowly rise. Inhale up. Exhale down. And just notice. Just take a few moments. So take a deep breath up. Exhale and fold forward. Step or jump back into your plank. Bring the knees down and then come into a seat on your mat. So we're going to do boat pose. On the mat, we're on the chair. So I am in the chair. I'm going to turn it sideways. So if you're in the chair, you're sitting towards the middle of the seat and your hands are coming back here. And you can just tilt back and lift the knees here. Now, you can have one knee up or both knees up. You can also be supported by blocks or a bolster to do your boat pose here. So you don't want to sit all the way on the edge of the chair because you don't want to flip it forward. You want to keep some of the weight right in the middle of the chair. Your hands can come back and lift up here to boat, opening through the chest. If you're on the floor, you have lots of options for boat pose. You can also have your hands behind you here, leaning back, lifting up the knees, or bringing the arms here or here. So on this chair, there's a bar that comes right across here. So I can be on the mat and also play with just holding my toes there and tapping them up and down. This is a little bit too high. It will put a lot of strain on your low back. So stay low here. Finding the boat pose that works best for you. Lifting the chest, breathing in. And then releasing down. If you're sitting in the chair, slide your hips back. If you're on the floor, find an easy seat and come into a seated twist. Hand outside the knee, other arm comes around. So if you are sitting on the floor, you can tent your hands behind you. If you're on the chair, you can grab onto the chair, lift the chest, and rotate to the side. And this is where we can use our breath. We inhale and release. We exhale deeper into the stretch. Relax your shoulders. Tuck your chin in. Lift the crown of your head. Lengthen your spine and breathe into the stretch. I have my feet flat on the floor. Sometimes, depending on your body and your bones, it might be comfortable to have your foot resting on a block. Each foot resting on a block. I just can't reach the other one. So this may be feeling more accessible in the spine for the twist instead of putting some strain on your hip flexors. And then switch sides. So you may find one side is easier to access than the other. Don't judge it, just breathe. Use your breath. Stay where you are. and release. If you're sitting on the mat, lay all the way down and hug your knees into your chest. If you're on the chair, you can scoot back and you can bring up one knee at a time into the chest. It takes a little bit of balance to bring both knees up, so it might be more comfortable to bring one knee up at a time. And if you're laying on the floor, you can bring the knees in circles in one direction or the other. Stay where you are. And then releasing the feet flat on the floor, whether you're on the chair or on the floor. You can have your feet up on a bolster or on blocks if you're seated. If you're laying on the floor, you're just going to cross the foot over. So for those of you on the chair, we're crossing our foot over onto our thigh. So the other leg may be straight, because it may be difficult to bring the leg all the way up to the hip. So you can straighten the leg and then bend it as you ease into the stretch. And if you're on the floor, you cross the knee over, the other foot lifts up. So it's a figure four. Stay where you are. If you're on the floor, you're here, and you can lift up. So another thing you can do in the chair in this pose is bring your bolster up onto your knee, cross the foot over, and then lean forward with the support of the bolster. As you'll feel a little bit of the low back release. Your leg is completely supported here on the chair. And release, let's switch sides. So easing into the stretch, starting with a straight leg. This may be where you access the pose. And then slowly sliding the foot towards the chair to come deeper into it. Adding the bolster for some support to lean in here. It's really going to open those hips. And again, don't force it, just whatever's comfortable. If you're on the floor, you've switched sides. Trying to bring the knee towards your chest if you're laying on the floor. Breathing into the stretch, just opening through the hip. Just allowing So here I remove the bolster and I'm just slightly leaning forward to access that stretch a little bit more in my hip. And release, legs down. So if you're on the chair, come onto the floor. And if you're on the floor, stay where you are. We're going to come into bridge pose. And with bridge pose, you slide your feet towards your heels. Here you can bring the heels up on the chair, and you can access your bridge pose here. If you have your heels on the floor, you have your heels towards your bottom. Reach your hands towards your heels and lift the rib cage up towards the throat. If you're up on the chair, you can also scoot your bottom close so you can grab onto the legs of the chair here and lift up. It's an option. Not a requirement. Stay in your bridge pose. Lifting up the ribs, not the hips. We're not squeezing the glutes. We're using the core back. And release down slowly. Placing the feet on the floor. And then windshield wiping side to side. Just breathing here. Then coming back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees just to relax to the side. Maybe you have a bolster or a blanket or a block underneath the knees. Bring one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And just notice. Lots of hip opening. we already did. Just whatever you need in this moment to complete your practice. And when you're ready, lie all the way down. Just settling into the mat, integrating everything that we've done today. There's lots of different things you can do with your hands. You can have hands on your belly, one over the other, hands on your heart, one over the other, hand on your belly, hand on your heart. Or maybe your arms are just down to the side. Palms could be up or down. Maybe touching your fingers into the earth to feel really grounded in this moment. Just intuitively listen. Where do your hands go in Shavasana? There isn't one right way. It's whatever feels right for you in this moment. Gift yourself. Gently breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just allow your breath to soften, be tender, effortless. Maybe you start to gently move. Maybe you shaking your legs. You're wiggling your toes, moving your arms and releasing them, opening and closing your hands. Take a deep breath in, draw your knees in towards your chest. Just begin gently rocking side to side. Until you fall to one side. Taking a moment to pause there, giving thanks for whatever it is that you received or released in today's practice. And then slowly coming up to a comfortable seat. And start center. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. The light in me honors and loves the light in each and every one of you. When you are in your place of peace and love, and I am in mine, we are united as one. Namaste. So, thank you so much, friends. As always, we're sending all the love. from every single one of us at Yoga Farm. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're so happy that you're here. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Bye, friends.